Come on, buddy. Your question, it was something about Langdon and the belief that he actually will get to run the show.
Oh, yeah. Do you believe when Tom Gores says Trajan's the boss? He can present things to me. He can get recommendations from Arn, but it's all going to be built and structured under the vision and guidance of Trajan Langdon.
Do I trust Gores? Not really. Do I want to? Yeah. I want to believe that Langdon, the guy who showed up at that press conference and seemed to have his head screwed on straight, is going to be allowed to give a real honest attempt at this. I do. But you mentioned Arn. A couple ticket texters point that out. Says, what about the other front office personnel? Are they still there or are they gone too? If it's only Weaver that's gone, how much is really going to change? Why did nobody ask about Arn Tellum? Why is his son still a scout of a team? They haven't scouted anything good in 10 years. The Tellums coming under fire on the ticket text.
Right. And why not? Seriously.
Yeah.
Because they're meddlers, or you've got somebody advising you. The whole key to this is we don't know the answers. Can somebody go? Can Langdon go against Tellum and win?
Yeah.
Well, if Gores is to believe, the answer is yes.
Okay.
Does it actually play out that way? I have no idea.
We'll know, and we'll find out. I mean, maybe it is. That's compare it to the Rod Wood situation with the Lions. It appears that he's the president. He handles the money for the organization. I do believe, there has to be somebody that keeps somebody in check. Meaning, if Trajan Langdon tries to just start doing crazy, absurd moves, or Brad Holmes would, that eventually you've got somebody saying like the absurd.
Yeah, there's got to be some checks and balances.
You can't be reckless, okay? So there's got to be somebody that advises the owner from the GM, just say, in terms of doing something chaotic like signing Javi. But seriously, that's where you need the checks and balances, okay? But in general, Trajan should have 99% of control in what he wants to do.
Right, and I think the concern is more, first of all, what is the relationship that Trajan Langdon has with the Tellums?
It was his agent, right?
Right, yeah. So does he have the ability to speak honestly to Arn Tellum? And to be able, to be able to take feedback, but also to take it for what it's worth. And then the concern is if there's a very healthy relationship there where Trajan Langdon does feel like, hey, I can get advice from them, but I am going to be the one that ultimately makes this decision in what I feel is best. Is there concern that Arn Tellum, if he doesn't, if Trajan Langdon doesn't do his bidding, is he going to pick up the phone and say to Tom Gores, I have some concerns? And how much is Tom Gores going to listen to those concerns?
Right. And I think there's two sides of the coin where you say they can have probably an honest and hopefully brutally honest conversation together, Langdon and Tellum, because of their working relationship. The other fear, though, would be, is Trajan here because Arn wanted him here? Right? Did he vouch for him knowing, hey, I can still kind of guide him and he trusts me, and then it's not truly an outside independent voice for the Pistons? Ticket Texter says, how embarrassing is it that Gores, as an NBA owner, has been late for everything? Late to respond to the losing streak, late to fire Weaver, late to fire Monty, late for his own press conference. He'll be late to everything because he's so self-centered and everything revolves around him. Signed, a disgusted, fed-up Pistons fan, Chris in Heartland. Jeff Rieger, we have some audio, had a chance to talk to Gores in the post-press conference scrum. Just to give you an idea, there were questions about Tom Gores and how all of this has landed with him. Satisfied with the answer?
Can I say, no?
No, I think you can say no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, John.
There were parts of it that I thought, it's, okay, that sounds logical, reasonable, but, I'm game time.
Give himself a nickname there?
Yeah. We make T-shirts like Dagger Time now.
Tommy Game Time?
Tommy Game Time. We're gonna give him a nickname.
Hey, listen, when this team needs me, Tommy Game Time. He puts on like a big
Here comes GT. Here comes GT.
Got the headband on and like the long socks. Game time.
Chauncey! Trajan!
He did address it in there, though. If they don't win, he's going to continue to bear the brunt of it. He needs to be there at the top of a winning organization, and sometimes that means it's this weird thing where we want him to be less involved, right? But we also want him to appear like he cares, because the detached comment, but also he has not found the sweet spot.
Well, and I think for fans, it's not just a detachment from the Pistons. It's a complete detachment from the city.
Yeah.
Like, he's not here. He doesn't live here. And does he really understand what we have gone through as a city, but also as Pistons fans?
In his introduction, or one of the things he said at the podium, he talked about how they've brought really good people to the city, and a lot of them choose to live here after they leave.
Well, lead by example.
Tom, you don't live. You know what I mean? Like, you're in Los Angeles. It was just a weird comment. I'm not saying he had to draw attention to it, but he did, and it was odd. Like, maybe not the best reading of the room there to highlight how people love living here in Michigan when you aren't seen around this stuff at all. And no one wants you to make basketball decisions, but they want to know that you feel their pain when they lose, because you feel that, because it's your team. You
want to feel that there's a level of understanding.
Yes.
And I don't know that we have felt it with Sheila. There's no question.
Yes.
And she felt it, and when they were the whole Calvin Johnson at halftime. And she's addressed it. She's been willing to talk about it, and we've seen results. But when you have this, does the owner understand, or do they understand how we feel as fans? And when there's that detachment, you just kind of like, I don't think he does.